Good morning. So we're going to let people pop on because I'm a minute or two early before we're going to start. But good morning, everybody. I see people starting to pop on, but hello. Tell us where you're listening in from down in the comments. Hey, everybody. Hi. Good morning. I see our numbers climbing. Go ahead and tell us where you're listening in from before we get started. I love seeing where everybody's at. Denmark and California. Holy cow. Opposite ends of the world. Love it. Hi. Hey, guys. Good morning. Colorado. Good morning. UK. Hello. Hey, Andrea. Hi, Ashley. I saw you just popped on. Mexico City. Hola. Texas, Seattle. I love it. We're everywhere. Oh, man, it's one of my favorite parts. South Africa. Oh, my goodness. I think we've hit just about all the corners of the world now. I love it. All right, London, more UK, yay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. It's right up 9 o'clock Central Time. So good morning, everybody. My name's Rebecca Morris. I live in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and so that's where I'm calling in from today. And, I've been with Nu Skin for 4.5 years this month. I was introduced, though, at 16 years old. I just turned 26 2 months ago. And I saw the presentation that was given to my parents, and it was being given by two of my family members. They're both team elites, so Dr. Bill and Julie Toth. You guys are familiar with them. And I just had that seed planted. So you never know who's going to be watching or listening into a presentation and what might come back around later. Because 5 years later, I graduated college. I went into the corporate world, did not like it right away, and we had a family reunion. So I circled back to them and just said, remind me of what you do, because on social media, I see you traveling around the world. I see all of these great lifestyle choices you're getting to make in your life for your family. And so what is it that's allowing you to do that is basically what I was asking. And so I got reintroduced then. I did Nu Skin very part-time. I only had a couple of hours a day outside of my normal job as an auditor. And so I fitted around that schedule. And then 10 months later, I was able to go ahead and leave my job, and that was June of 2013. And so I've been full-time since then. So we're coming up on 4 years full-time in the business. I'm now a blue diamond, and it's been quite a journey. I did not build my business using social media until the last 6, 7, 8 months, and really hard-pressed the last 6 months. And so it was much more the traditional creating contact lists, picking up the phone, calling people, which was totally out of my comfort zone. But as we know in this business is you have to stretch yourself and move outside of comfort zones at some point or another. To be able to take your business to another level, you have to take yourself to another level. And that's what I experienced. And so I love that's how I actually built the business. I think it's relatable to be able to have both sides of that. But what we're seeing now with social it's just sped the process up for some people that are naturally on social networking places. And where I see social media as a tool for people is it's simply a way to go find people, connect with people that you know, things like that. And so it's not it's not replacing the steps. It is the same workflow steps that we always talk about in System 7. It is still, you have to have your goals. You have to go have a contact list and create a contact list and continue to evolve that contact list, whether that's offline or online or both. And then you have to invite people to a presentation, whether that's through a recorded webinar, a live Facebook. It could be a one-on-one, it could be an in-person, a demo, a scan, whatever that invitation may be, is an invitation to that, and then the presentation itself, and then you have to follow up, then you have to help them get started after how many ever follow-ups it takes, and then you add the teamwork piece in there. And so those steps don't change. Social media is just a tool to go find more of your marketplace, is the way that I look at it. And I truly believe that that's how a lot of millennials are going to come into the business more and more. We're seeing it a lot that way, is you have to go where the market is. And where's the market? Social media, right? I mean, find me a millennial that doesn't have their phone in their hand at all times, right? So anyway, what I'm going to talk about today, though, is a piece that I absolutely love. It's kind of just something we just kind of invented. And I call them OMG posts. So I have a ball with this and having our team do it. So what is an OMG post? An OMG post is a subtle recruiting post. And it's a great first recruiting post for people to do after they've had some success. So where we fit it in our team is after someone has done a social selling post or two, like on the toothpaste, the whitening toothpaste, and then they've placed their first order. Then as soon as they've placed their first order, like the same day, we're doing an OMG post, and I send them examples, and I'm going to show some in just a little bit. I'll flip the screen around. But what we do is we say, okay, now we're going to do an OMG post, and we're going to brag on the results that you just had. And so an OMG post goes, oh my gosh, I did 2 Facebook posts and it turned into half of my 2-week paycheck. Or it turned into me being able to buy a couple boxes of diapers for my little one. Or it allowed me to pay off a mortgage payment. And so it's something relatable, because we know we can't make specific income claims. That is just a big no-no. You'll never see those posted by our team. We won't let them post that, because that's just against the policies of Nu Skin. But you can put it in relatable terms of, I was able to pay off a student loan payment, or I was able to put towards a new car, or whatever that may be. And so it's just that subtle way, and then people go, oh, well, I have a mortgage payment and mine's about this amount of money. So if she was able to do that with 1 or 2 Facebook posts, that's pretty simple. So, and then someone goes, okay, I want information. So it's a subtle way to start putting it out there, is what it does. Now, again, like what I do is I have someone do that after something that they've just done, an order or some kind. It could even be something like, we had a bunch of the team yesterday checking their back offices, and the commission amounts for January were posted. Now, obviously it hasn't been deposited until next week, but they're seeing these amounts and they're just blowing their minds. And so they all did OMG posts, and they were just like, oh my gosh, I just checked what I did, or what I'm going to earn from what I did last month in my side business, and it's equivalent to what my full 2-week paycheck or what I make in a month from my regular job is. And so it's just this relatable term to draw people's attention, is all it is. It's an attention grabber. It's to make people go, wow. And then whether they ask then, or it plants the seed for them to, they'll start noticing what you're posting now. Okay, so it's just to grab that attention. What I also recommend to people is, if you have a product group, like you create a group on Facebook, it could also, an OMG post could be used to introduce the product group. So it could be, so I posted, or I did 1 or 2 posts on Facebook, had tremendous results, and so it made me think I need to branch into this a little bit more, because it's helping it's helping bring some extra income into my family. And so I've created a group where I'm going to do this. and then you can like post the link to the group, or you can just say comment if you want added to the group. So it just kind of naturally segues into that. So that's another way that it could be used also. Now, one thing on OMG post is we know that Facebook uses algorithms. So algorithms are such that you want 10 comments on your post for them to get the max visibility possible. So what I mean by that is when you just do a regular Facebook post, not a Facebook Live, but you post a picture, you do a check-in, anything like that, 7% of your Facebook friends are shown that post. Okay, only 7%. So if you only have 100 friends, there's only 7 people seeing it. And how the algorithms even stack up more is it's the 7% of people that are liking and commenting on your stuff the most frequently. Okay, so it's the people that are already seeing your stuff. So if you're wanting to connect to other people, here's how you do it. Is you get 10 comments on your post, and now your post goes from being seen by 7% of people to 85% of people. So if you have 100 friends, it's gone from 7% or 7 people seeing it to now 85 people seeing it. Big difference, right? So you want those 10 comments, and an OMG post is something you want those 10 comments on because you want people to see that and grab 85% of your network's attention versus just 7. And so that's where you bring in your team to help boost the number of comments. So you can have your team comment on there just like wow or congrats or stuff like that, and the comments can start to build themselves. That's how we help our team. So anyway, let me turn it around so you guys can start to see some examples, and we'll kind of walk through. I have 3 examples from my team, and let me. Okay. And they can all be on various levels. Like you do not have to be massive, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So this first one is, oh my gosh, y'all, I'm pinching myself just thinking about the last few days. I made enough money off one Facebook post to pay my car payment, treat myself to some pampering, and have extra spending money. This is an amazing business opportunity. So thankful I found it and hopped in. Thank you for those of you that ordered and supported my new business. No startup fees, it's free, no commitments, just amazing products that basically sell themselves. If you ask me, this business is a no-brainer. So that's one example of somebody. Now, example number 2 here in the middle is, you guys, I'm literally in awe. One post on Facebook turned into almost half of my 2-week paycheck from my full-time job, all from something I love and believe in. Y'all, if you're looking for some extra income for whatever reason, let me know, and I would love to help you do the same. For me, with Christmas coming and my husband's family in Scotland, this opportunity is everything. Okay, so that's example number 2. And now let's go to number 3. Oh my gosh, y'all. I just realized that the last order I placed made it possible for me to pay my mortgage this month and part of next month's mortgage too. I know to some it may not seem like much, but for me it's absolutely huge. So very thankful that I've been blessed with the opportunity of this great business. What if you could bring home a little or a lot of extra money just for sharing this amazing whitening toothpaste you keep seeing all over Facebook? I'd love to help you get there. And then she lists the same thing, like cost nothing to start, 0, no monthly quotas to hit, things like that. So those 3 examples are varying, but they all come back to the same point, right? There was success, wow, and wouldn't you want to do it too? And so it subtly brings in the recruiting part of it. Now, as you saw, some of those were about car payments, some were about equivalent to income amounts that they make at their job, things like that. But one thing that you notice on all of those is there's a picture with all of them. I would recommend never making a post on Facebook without a picture. A picture draws people's eye. And you saw a bunch of emojis in 2 of those. If you're someone that does emojis and those fit you, add emojis in there. Now, if you have never in your life put an emoji on something and you all of a sudden make a post with 20 emojis, that's going to be kind of weird. So again, as much as we would love to just say, here's an OMG post template, we can't really do that. OMG posts are very personalized. They have to fit your scenario. And so we can give or show these as examples, and then you tweak to you or have your team tweak to them. And that's the beauty of it, is because your friends and network are going to know if you're being authentic to you or not. That is, I think, one of the underlying keys, probably one of the top 5 keys to social media, is you have to be you. You can't try and just copy someone else's and just give the same wording. It just does not work that way. There's different scripts and stuff we've done that in the past with, but social's a different animal. These people know you. They're seeing what you post regularly, and if there's something completely 180 degrees the other way, they're going to go, I'm not so sure, and that's going to raise they're going to question what they start seeing from you. So be authentic to you. I love emojis. Yes, emojis are awesome. So for me, I use lots of emojis, but you have to fit you. So anyway, that's OMG posts. So I kind of went through what those are, when to do them. And these are ways to brag on yourself, and that's not a bad thing. I was not very good at this, and I was told to get over it by Scott Short, and I started doing it. And people want to see that. They need to know what success you're having. So it's good for other people to brag on you, but then you need to brag on yourself. And this is a subtle way to do it. It's kind of a lower key way to do it. So I went over when to do it. Where to do it is on your Facebook, out on your regular Facebook page. Why, grab people's attention, and how. So we went over all of those parts of an OMG post. And then what I'll do for a few minutes is then go straight into recruiting post. And I see people are asking, can you send examples or samples? I just showed those on the screen. So just go back to the recorded portion of this and just screenshot is what I'm going to say to that. So now for recruiting posts. So we've kind of gone from a subtle intro into a recruiting post to how do you do recruiting posts, when do you do them, all of that jazz. So recruiting posts are more direct. I mean, you're going, who wants to join my team kind of concept. And I don't have any examples pulled for that, but you're saying, okay, it's free. I was able to replace my income, or I'm able to supplement my income, or something like that. And you list the benefits of it being free, no minimums, great team support. You pick how fast you want to go or not, things like that. Work around your family. So you can list all of those, and always add a picture. And again, you want 10 comments on your recruiting post. But again, you want to make sure you're not making claims on there. And then what you're doing is you're being authentic to you and your audience. Okay, so if you're a baby boomer and you put a picture up that has a whole bunch of like millennials on the beach or something, and your network is not made of millennials, then that's not going to connect to your audience, right? So be mindful of who your audience is what I'll say on that. But I would not overdo recruiting posts either. Recruiting posts are maybe 2 to 3 times a week, maybe. I would not do them every single day. And always remember the 80-20 rule. That's what I tell my team is remember the 80-20 rule. 80% of your post, so 4 of every 5 posts, should just be life. Life, family, quotes, friends, having fun, sports, TV, whatever that is, your dog, whatever it is. And then 20%, 1 of every 5 posts should be related to the business at the most. And so it just depends on how frequently you're doing 5 posts and how often are you getting to that one that is a business related one. And that could be a product related one, or that could be a business recruiting post. Now these other 4, let's say you're doing stuff with family, you can subtly add in about the business. Like I did one Monday. I'm a huge New England Patriots fan, so Sunday was a little crazy for me. That was wild. And so Monday morning, I put up a post and had a picture about like loving being able to pick my schedule, or it's just great. And that's kind of what the quote said. And so my post that I wrote to add to the picture was love that I'm able to watch the Super Bowl highlights this morning and also be able to catch up on messages on my social business. So I like snuck my business into there, but there was no call to action on that. Okay. It was just sliding it on in. Okay. So you can still do that on the 80%. So back to recruiting posts is Sunday afternoons or evenings, and Mondays tend to be the best recruiting days because people don't like Mondays, going back to work, the start of a brand new week, and so the week looms ahead of them, that kind of thing. And so you just kind of like stab them in the heart a little bit with a recruiting post is the way to look at it. But then I will also say you want to avoid typically the weekends, like Friday, Saturday. You also want to avoid the day before a holiday weekend because people aren't in a, oh my gosh, I want to start my business kind of mood generally. They're going, oh my gosh, I'm finally free of my desk and my job for the next 3 days. And so they're turning their brains off. So I wouldn't do recruiting post ever around that time. But again, this is all going back to what are your coaches coaching you? What fits your audience? What fits you? What fits your brand that you've been putting out on social media? And now if you post 3 to 5 times a day, and then that leaves you one of those 5 that could be business related, that does not mean that that one should always be a recruiting post. Absolutely not. It could be a product related one, something like that. I don't do a recruiting post every day, and I post 3 to 4, sometimes 5 times a day. But you won't see a recruiting post every day from me. That's just my opinion. And then it comes back to just like, let's say someone is working offline, totally, no social media, okay? And so they're looking to pick up the phone or be walking and talking and inviting people to a presentation, okay? What if they're picking up the phone and calling the exact same 5 to 10 people every day or every other day even, right? Those people are eventually going to stop answering, correct? And so it's the same thing on social media. If you're putting a recruiting post out there, but you're never adding to your Facebook friend contact list, so you're going back to step 2 in the workflow, is that contact list is not growing or evolving, then you're wasting your time doing recruiting posts. I can just tell you that. I've experienced that. When I have not added a bunch of new Facebook friends, the recruiting posts get nothing, okay? It's just out there and nothing happens. You have to have fresh, new people constantly. Okay, so it's the same thing offline, online. These principles never change. You have to have a new base always, is what I'll say to that. And we've done trainings on how to grow your numbers and your contact list on Facebook alone. So go back and watch that. And get some ideas on how you can continue to grow that as well. And then you could be out in public and everything and meeting people, going to, like I know it's kind of that time of year where like it's on our family's brain because my brother gets married this summer. So there's lots of wedding things going on, like showers, and then in the spring there'll be graduation things and stuff like that for people. And so you're going to be meeting people at these parties, and instead of going, can I get your business card? You instead go, are you on Facebook? And you add them on Facebook. Let Facebook be your business card. And it's not just business, it's your lifestyle card is what it is. So anyway, that's how that all flows. That's kind of the gist of recruiting posts, but going back to the OMG post, that's the best place to start, things like that. So, and celebrate. The underlying thing of an OMG post is celebrate any success. It does not have to mean you just qualified for Iceland, which is a fabulous time to do it. That's a great OMG post to do. I did it. But it doesn't just have to be that. Like you saw those examples, that was just from a couple of posts and making a couple extra $100 for some of these folks. So celebrate every success. Anyway, but that's the info I wanted to cover today. I know we have Team Elite University coming up next week because we're always looking at the event calendar, and I will actually be there. in Utah. That's why I am not Carla Hill today. Carla will be taking this call next Wednesday for you all. So anyway, those of you that are in and around or can hop on a plane to Team Elite University, it is never a bad time or a bad decision to go to Utah. I know I'm looking forward to it. It's been a few months and I always need to plug back in myself. So anyway, I'm excited and hope to see many of you there, and then we'll see you all at the next events after that. So you guys have a blessed Wednesday morning, and we will see you all later. Bye.